Hi, this is Ushio. Welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. In this mod, Anna's sickness has taken a turn for the worse and she's in the operating theatre right now. Remy and Nadine are outside with us, but it's a tense time. We don't know what's going to happen. And we've drifted off into a sleep. I woke about 3 hours later when Remy tapped my shoulder and told me that the doctor wanted to speak to me. They were able to stop the cancer from growing and spreading, but they were still having trouble destroying the tumours. However, with the tumour growth at a grinding halt, Anna's chances of survival had increased significantly. But there was still the risk of side effects. For that reason, the doctors insisted she stay in the hospital for a while until they were sure there'd be no issue. I mean, that's a semi-success, we'll take it. Just like all the other ones, it can treat me, but it can't cure me. The good news is that the growing and spreading has stopped. This should buy you enough time to get the dragon cure. But the tumours are still there. It's still in my body. We also have side effects to worry about. Have you not been paying attention, or do you just not care? Of course I care. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't. I took her hand and held it to my cheek. You don't think this has crossed my mind once since the first time I heard you say you had cancer? Optimism isn't going to make things better. Just have some faith. Faith? Faith never helped anyone. I want proof that I'm gonna... Suddenly, Anna's face froze in terror. What's wrong? I can't breathe. Her grip on my hand tightened as she started to gasp for air. Help me. I frantically pressed a button to call the nurse into the room. I turned to see Anna's vital signs in critical condition. Anna, calm down. Help me. Doctors ran into the room and surrounded Anna's bed. I need you to step out for a moment. Okay, what's happening to her? Her body's rejecting the serum, poisoning itself to get rid of it. Can you save her? I'm sorry, you got to leave now. Answer the question. You must leave. Don't leave me. Anna wouldn't let go of my hand. The doctor had forced her to do it, and they took me out of the room. As I was pulled out of the room, I could only listen to Anna writhing in agony, gasping, screaming, and crying. She's suffering. And then I heard silence, followed by the unmistakable sound of a flatline. Are you for real? Are you for real? Hello? Hello? Wake up. Are you serious? It was all a dream. Ah man, is everything okay? No, everything's not alright. It's Anna. I looked around to see that I was in the same chair that I'd fallen asleep in. Okay, what happened? You're twitching in your sleep? I'd come to realise that everything I'd witnessed was just a dream. I leaned over and breathed a huge sigh of relief. Oh, thank God for that. I'm fine. I just had a bad nightmare. About Anna? Yes. I looked at the time and discovered that I'd been asleep for 2 hours. The sound of footsteps caught my attention and I saw the doctor coming our way. My nerves went on edge. This was playing out almost identically to the dream. I braced for hell as he approached me. Anna is very lucky to have someone like you. You mean she's cured? Yeah, her body had a remarkable reaction to the serum. All traces of cancerous cells have been destroyed. She's on the road to a full recovery. Really? That's wonderful news. Thank goodness for that. Thanks, Doctor. You got no idea how much this means to me. My pleasure. Also, given how well Anna's body reacted to the serum, she shouldn't have to worry about any lethal side effects. However, as a safety precaution, we're going to keep her in here just for a while, just in case. Understood. After a brief discussion about financial options, I offered to pay for Anna's hospital bill in full. It cost an arm and a leg, but for me, it was worth it. Can we go in and see her now? Certainly. The doctor left to report this remarkable event to the people in charge of the cure production. Remy, Nadine, can you give me a few minutes first, though? Okay, take as much time as you need. Okay, let's see Anna. Hopefully she's feeling a bit better than what she was. Hey, Anna. Hey, yourself. How you feeling? Exhausted, but at least I'm alive and cancer-free. See, I told you everything would be okay. Is that a fact? If I recall correctly, you were the one who was begging the doctor to cure me. Maybe. At first, I was worried you wouldn't be able to fight off death. But then I remembered that you're stubborn. Shut up. I took her hand and looked into her eyes as if I hadn't seen them for ages. Dude, you're shaking? I guess my feelings speak for themselves. I just woke up from probably the worst nightmare I've ever had. Can you guess what it was about? I died on the operating table, right? Yeah, close enough. I'm not gonna lie, this was probably the most nerve-wracking 6 hours of my life. Were you really that worried about me? Of course I was. You mean a lot to me. But you know what? You're alive, and you're on the road to recovery. And that's all that matters. You're such a sap. You know you love it. Maybe a little bit, yeah. Anna's expression changed as she looked away. You've done so much for me, and yet it feels like I don't deserve any of it. What are you talking about? Seriously, were you not paying attention to the way I treated you early on? The way I used you in the lab, my story about Amelie, any of that ringing a bell? The constant time travel must have given you short-term memory loss. Or maybe I'm not as much of a wuss as I made myself out to be on our date. And from all the complaining during the lab tests. I don't complain, I just point out mistakes. But still, all I've ever cared about up till now has been myself. And you're okay with that? Now that I know why you did it, yeah. You were desperate, and you needed me to save yourself from death. And it looks like you did just that. That is, if the side effects don't kill me first. You'll be fine. I spoke to the doctor. He said that based on how well your body's reacted to the serum, the chances of getting them are really low, and they're even less likely to be life-threatening. But even if they were, you're in a hospital. The doctors are going to take care of you. You'll take care of me too, right? Do you even have to ask? I'm just checking. That's what heroes do, isn't it? Me? Hero? Nah. Don't give me that crap. You saved the world. 2 worlds, actually. Well, you helped, so that makes you a hero too. Yeah, but you were the one who went through hell to get to this point. You willingly endured all of that torment so that you could have a happy ending. So that we could have the happy ending. If that's not heroic, I don't know what is. Not to mention, you saved me from cancer. I really do owe you one. It's nothing, Anna, really. Sure, if you call $9,000 nothing, I overheard your conversation with the doctor. I don't have a firm grasp on human currency yet, but it does sound like a lot. You're gonna go broke if you keep spending money like that. I only had to pay $3,000 up front, and because of our success in saving our people, the council is gonna give us financial aid. Why would people have to pay for an emergency operation, let alone a fraction of a person's life savings? Given how much of a shithole your world is, dude, shouldn't medical services be free? Well, the hospital needs money to help it keep functioning. All of that aside, I'd pay any price to save you, Anna. You're worth so much more to me. You mean that? Money can be replaced, but nothing can replace you. Are you sure about that? I've told you about our advances in genetic engineering. I'm pretty sure you could clone me if you wanted to. I'd rather have the original. True, no clone Anna can beat the real deal. And by the way, there are some people here who'd like to see you. Who's that? I'll get 'em. I left for a moment and returned with Remy, Adine, Amelie and Vara. Here's the whole gang. As soon as Anna saw Amelie, she turned away. Ah, see, you guys are here to make me feel worse than I already do about using this guy, right? No, Anna, that's not it. We're not here to scold you. Amelie just wanted to see you. Amelie climbed onto Anna's bed, and tears started to well up in Anna's eyes. Amelie, I'm so sorry for everything. Adine was right. I shouldn't have left you in the orphanage. Maybe if things had been different, I would have kept you. It's okay, half-mum. What did you just call me? I tried so hard not to laugh at the comment. Don't you dare. Relax, she's just teasing you. Amelie has quite the witty sense of humour. Wow, I wonder where she gets that from. Okay, you got me, wise girl. Anna reached out to tickle Amelie, and the laughter soon filled the room. So, what do you want me to do, Remy? Do you want me to be her mum? Not if you don't want to. After all, Amelia and I were the ones to conceive her. You just added some of your own DNA and finished the job. Hold on, shouldn't this be Amelie's decision? Sweetie, what do you say? Who do you want to be your mum? Adine. Okay, that was easy. Still, I wouldn't mind spending time with you every now and then. Of course, you can visit her anytime you want. Oh, she was in love with you, right? What makes you say that? He said so. Damn. Do you care to explain? In my defense, I was more concerned about whether or not you'd survive the operation. Maybe if you'd stopped dying on me, I wouldn't have said it. Oh, the plot thickens. Now kiss. What? Kiss? That's not really something you do in front of other people. Except these guys have done that already. Oh, come here. Anna grabbed my shirt and pulled me into a kiss. Meanwhile, I could hear Amelie giggling at what she was watching. Everyone burst into laughter again, and Amelie gave Anna a hug. Okay, Anna, we forgive you for everything. Thanks. Anyway, we should get going. It's way past the kids' bedtime. Bye, Anna. Bye, Amelie. Don't be getting into too much trouble now. Bye, Ushio. Yeah, take care. That's it, kick him out. Anna, I should thank you as well. If it wasn't for you, Amelie wouldn't even be here now. You saved her life, and for that, I'm grateful. No problem, Rem. That little monster. I'm gonna get her for that. Well, she is technically your kid, so it's no surprise that she's got your attitude. What do you think? Should this be how it goes? I'll say it's whatever makes everyone happy. Amelie seems happy with Adina as her mum, and you seem happy with me, right? Yeah, I am happy with you. Then, that's how it's gonna be. And now that all that's left is whether or not I'm gonna get pardoned. I haven't heard anything back from Bryce, the council, or anybody about it, and it's been weeks since we stopped Reza. I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't be pardoned. Like I said, you helped me save both humanity and dragonkind. I'm sure the council's been pretty busy getting everything settled from your world into ours. True, but it would feel good to get the confirmation. Anyway, I guess we'll have to make up that lunch we're supposed to have. Actually, almost dying has gotten me in the mood for something else. A romantic dinner for two? You read my mind. Don't think this gets you out of that trivia bet. Of course you didn't forget about that shit. Oh, don't be a buzzkill. What else will you be able to rub in my face when you win? You mean when I win? Yeah, that's it. That's the spirit. The same bet I made earlier? You're just asking to go broke? Yeah, we'll see about that. I let out a big yawn as I realised how late it was. Okay, why don't you go home? No, I'll be fine. I told you, I'm not leaving without you. Hey, it's not like I'm going to die anytime soon, so you don't have to worry about me now. Get the rest. We both need it. Okay then. Good night, Anna. Good night. We hugged each other for a moment, and I headed home for the night. Oh, it worked out. It got me for a minute there with the dream. Alright, going for a meal. Anna was released from the hospital the next day. Wow, that is quick. And I took it out to a luxury restaurant. Besides critical needs like hospital, luxury was another thing that Dragon's generators revived, and not a moment too soon. You know, I just said romantic dinner. I didn't say fancy romantic dinner. We've had so much stress in our lives lately, I'd say it's high time we spoiled ourselves for once. I can't argue with that, nor would I want to. Well, it seems like we got some celebrity guests. Here comes Jean. Evening. Oh my, I think that's the most polite greeting I've ever received from you. I guess it has to do with the fact that I almost died last night. Oh yeah, your hospitalisation made headlines yesterday and today. Must have been scary. That's an understatement, dude. I see. Well, I'm glad you made it, Anna. Thanks. Now, shall I start you off with something to drink? Champagne, soda, water. Alright, let's be classy. This is a fancy dinner. Champagne. A bottle of your finest champagne for the both of us. As you wish. And are you ready to order the meal? I'll have whatever you're having. Pasta, steak, lobster, or pizza? I think steak. Anna does like her steak pretty raw from what I can remember. Okay, I'll have your orders right out. You're really setting the mood, aren't you? As we were waiting for our food, I noticed Anna had not taken her eyes off me. What's up? Nothing. I shrugged and went back to losing myself in thought, and then I heard Anna start humming. No, what is it? You're not acting like yourself? I'm just really happy right now. In fact, I don't think I've ever been this happy in my life. I thought it was over. I thought I was doomed to die, that I was reaching the lights at the end of the tunnel, you know? I need to have fate shut the door on my face. And then there was you. You didn't give up, even when all hope seemed lost. You didn't ask or beg the doctors to cure me, you demanded it. And thanks to that persistence, I'm here now, alive and well. I know you say I don't owe you anything, but I owe you everything. Anna. Her words warmed my heart. That wasn't what I was used to when interacting with her, but I wasn't about to complain. I reached my hand out across the table and placed it on hers. You don't need to give me a reward. You are my reward. Oh man, that was cheesy, dude. It's making me lactose intolerant. You started it. I know. I unhate you so much. I unhate you more. Or would it be less? You're making it more complicated than it has to be. Maybe if we used the real words instead of Anese, we'd understand each other better? What the hell's Anese? That's the native language of the sassy red dragon named Anna. I'll never turn my back on my native tongue. Okay, here comes that food. Thanks, dude. You're welcome. Enjoy. Anyway, enough of the lovey-dovey crap. We can't let our feelings get in the way of winning. Winning? Oh yeah. It was your idea, you shouldn't have forgotten. Or maybe you were trying to make me forget by dumping a romantic moment on me? Not that I'd mind forgetting the game and just sweet-talking you all night. I think I'll go with the trivia game for now. So, how many questions? 3, like last time. Okie dokie. Oh, and by the way, you brought a second deck? Seriously? If we weren't in public right now, I'd punch her. Actually, this second deck contains information about human history. This will even the odds. Oh wow, you're so afraid of losing that you added your own buffer. But given how badly I crushed you last time, I guess I can't blame you. Ladies first. Bring it on. Okay, the mischievous smirk that I've become so familiar with returned once more. I reached for a card to begin our second battle with the brains. True or false? Jellyfish can evaporate in sunlight. Jellyfish are solid creatures. Obviously solids don't evaporate in heat. False. Sorry, it's incorrect. It's true. Cheating already. I expect better from you. I gave her the card to read, and her confident grin faded away. A jellyfish's body is 98% water. If left in direct sunlight for too long, its body will evaporate. Damn. Come on, you should know something like this, Miss Genius Biologist. That's Dr. Genius Biologist to you? All the more reason you should have gotten this right, Doctor. I took mostly anatomy and medical classes in school. Animals weren't that higher on my list of priorities. It's not a good start for you, is it? Save the wisecracks, we've only just begun. Okay, oh shit, we're going for this. You're an explorer that must cross a river filled with hungry piranhas. What's the best way to do it? Wait until they're feeding and cross when they're distracted. Cross at night. Throw stones at them while you're crossing to scare them away. I don't know. Wait until they're feeding? Or they're kind of like a frenzy fish. I think you can kind of get eaten with them. I think cross at night. That's right. Piranhas are diurnal? Which means that they're active during the day and they rest at night. I know what it means. I didn't. Yeah, because I just told you. Okay, if you're so confident, let's see where you go with the next question. Who is credited as one of the most iconic writers in human history? A. Galileo, B. Shakespeare, or C. Thomas Edison? B. Is that your final answer? Shut up. I know you're trying to trick me. B. William Shakespeare. Final answer. Correct. Damn, lucky guess. I mean, of course, I totally knew that answer. Alright, your turn. Okay, here come round 2. So, what's this gonna be? True or false? Dragons are cold-blooded. I think it's false. That's right, we produce our own body heat. Thanks, Remy. That explains why you were so much fun to cuddle with on our special night. Wow, you might get another one if you play your cards right. Pun intended. I caught it as soon as I finished the sentence. Okay, your turn. Which month has 28 days? All of them? Looks like you still know your trick questions. How many could have gotten that one right? Looks like this is the final round. Are you ready to lose? I guess I'd settle for a tie. Okay, round 3. What are we gonna do? An asylum patient has to prove his sanity by emptying a bathtub full of water. He's given a spoon, a teacup and a bucket. Which one should he use to empty the water? Can't he just pull the plug? Yeah, just pull the plug. What? What's with the face? Yeah, it's correct. Ah man, someone's mad. Yeah, speaking of asylums, you could say, going crazy. Looks like I'll win. I can't believe this. Here's your bill. Thanks, Zhang. Adios, money. Nice knowing ya. Hey, we paid for your medical bills. You can pay for the bill. I think that's fair. Ooh. No, no. As we were waiting for Jean to return to take the bill back, I noticed Anna's gaze wander. Her misty-eyed glance was aimed at an open shot in the restaurant, where a DJ was playing some music. Meanwhile, a few couples were dancing to said music. Do you want to dance? What? No way. Not on your life. I would never humiliate myself in front of the entire restaurant like that. We'd stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, that should take care of everything. Here's your tip. Thanks, and have a wonderful evening. You too. You said you wanted this to be a romantic dinner, right? Yeah, so? What completes a romantic dinner better than a dance? Believe me, I'd love to. It's just, I'm a terrible dancer. Also, you're just out of surgery. I'd probably be stepping on your toes a lot, or hitting you in a way that would really hurt. It's not that I don't want to, it's that I can't. I mean, let's do it. Have you ever tried, though? Well, no. Then how can you say you're not good at something if you don't try? And if we screw it up, we're going to embarrass ourselves in front of everybody. Then, at least we'll be embarrassed together. How very optimistic of you, dude. You said you wanted this, and I know I want it too. Fine, let's give it a go. Alright, we're gonna dance. Anna took my hand, and we walked toward the dance floor. Once we found ourselves a spot, I put one arm around Anna's waist, and she placed her hand on my shoulder. I'm following your lead, okay? We started off simple, swaying our bodies to the rhythm of the music. I feel stupid. No one cares, no one's paying you any attention. They will, once we start looking like two dumbasses who have no idea what they're doing. Pretend we're the only ones in the room. Easier said than done. Just keep your eyes on me, and don't look anywhere else. Nobody here matters, except from you and me. The music started picking up speed, and our motions become faster. I detected a hint of a smile on Anna's face, as we started to dance more fluidly. We started going from simple swaying to actual dance moves. We grooved to the beat and let our bodies do the talking. We weren't perfect, but at least nobody was stepping on anyone's toes. The music continued to get faster, as did our motions. I noticed Anna tapping her foot to the beat, and her smile getting bigger. We pulled apart for a moment, and came back together closer than before. As we pressed against each other, I could feel Anna's heart racing, almost in sync with my own. She spun around under my arm, and leaned back against me, sending us back into a swaying motion. Anna turned around to face me, and the look she was giving me told me she was enjoying this, probably more than I was. As the song came to a close, we spun around in a fluid motion, leaning back while holding each other's hands. As the music faded into silence, we finished our dance with a classic dip. We released each other, gave our bows, and came back together. Oh wow, that was incredible. What did I tell you? It worked. I stopped paying attention to what other people might have thought, and I just enjoyed it. Thanks for making me do this, dude. She kissed my cheek and nudged her forehead under my chin. So, what should we do next? What do you say we watch a movie? That was the original plan for the first date after all. I guess I could spare a few more bucks. I meant at home. Oh, you spent enough money for one day, let's take a break. Okay, if you say so. I'm sure we'll find something in your collection to watch. Hopefully your movies aren't as bad as most of ours. You gotta be really picky when it comes to movies. It's either terrible acting, terrible effects, or just a terrible script, sometimes all three. A lot of our older movies are good, but the more recent ones have been total flops. Well, I guess we'll see what you like. Okay, we're gonna go home and watch some movies. I got some popcorn in the cupboard that we can make. Okay, you set up the movie, I'll get the popcorn. Sounds good. So, what kind of movie do you want to watch? Horror, superhero, or comedy? Probably a horror. I think horror's probably about right. Paranormal Massacre, yeah. Are you sure about this? I don't want you crying when you get too scared. We'll see who gets scared. Challenge accepted. Our preparations were interrupted by the doorbell. Hello? Oh, it's Bryce. Hello. These guys, is this what I think it is? I think you should mind your own biz. Well, that answers my question. What do you want, Bryce? I got something for you. It couldn't wait until tomorrow to be delivered. What? I'm not interrupting anything, am I? Actually, yeah, you kinda are. Yeah, it's bad timing, man. Bad timing. Oh, I see. My bad. Well, either way, I'm sure you'll probably want this now anyway. Bryce pulled out a big envelope and gave it to Anna. Sorry it took so long. The process was a bitch to get done. Anna opened the envelope, and inside was a certificate. It was the pardon from the council. Finally. Another problem off your shoulders. Thanks, Bryce. No sweat. Okay, I'll leave you lovebirds to it. So, now that you've gotten a cure and your pardon, what's next on Anna's agenda? I don't know, it seems like you humans have done it all. Not necessarily. You could be the leading scientist in examining the genetic similarities between humans and dragons. Oh, I know, you can discover a way for different species to produce healthy, fertile offspring. I'm not having your children. That's not what I mean. Oh please, what else could it mean? Maybe not for you and me specifically, but maybe for other people, like Remy and Nadine. Besides, you've already had one successful approach to the project in the form of Amelie. I'd rather not be reminded of my mistakes. What mistake? As far as I'm concerned, Amelie's a miracle. I'm talking about using her as a tool to help my cancer research, along with leaving her at the orphanage with no parents to look after her. You know, maybe I do deserve to be in prison right now. Maybe you should have just left me to die. Don't you dare say that. Fate dealt you a really unfair hand in life that it seemed like you couldn't avoid. Believe me, we've all done things we wish we hadn't done, including me. I doubt whatever you did compares to what I've done. Oh really? I beg to differ. What did you do? I remember in one timeline I was an absolute jerk to everyone I met, including you, and I also refused to help in the Reza investigation. I got Bryce killed in an explosion, and I even drove Remy to suicide. Okay, I got my issues with Remy, but you made him end his own life. And I said I'd like to see, you know, but I didn't mean that. Wow, that's not like you at all. You think your actions were bad? At least you didn't cause anyone's death. Why did you do it? I'm having trouble understanding it myself. I guess I had to see from Reza's point of view, in order to understand his motives and how to stop him once and for all. Also, in the timeline before that one, Izumi had died, and there was no chance to save both humanity and dragonkind. With Izumi gone, I was the one with the most experience, so I had to save just myself in order to get to a timeline where Izumi was alive again. Only if we were both alive could we complete the mission. To save us, you had to betray us. I know, it's complicated, right? My point is, what we did were the lesser evils. How so? Something worse would have happened otherwise. Had I not done some of what I did in previous timelines, we would never have been able to get where we are now. And it's possible that if failed, the consequences could have been permanent. Likewise, if you didn't splice your DNA into Amelie's egg, she would have died. She most certainly would have been sent to the orphanage anyway had the police found her. And even if we had ulterior motives for our actions, we both show regret for what we've done. And after regret comes forgiveness. Remy forgives you, Adim forgives you, and Amelie forgives you. What about you? There's nothing for me to forgive you for. Of course there is, using you as a lab rat for my own personal gain. You mean saving your life? Anna, I know deep down you're a kind and caring person. It's because of you that I've begun to care more. But there's more to it than that. What do you mean? The day we met, I felt something difficult to put into words. We'd only just met each other, but it felt like I'd known you for longer than that. And, I confess, I was a little smitten with you as well. Wow, really? I didn't understand it at first, so I ignored my feelings, but after you explained everything about the portal and time travel, it made more sense. I didn't know you, but I still remembered you. It gives me a headache to try and understand it. I'm a biologist, I'm not a quantum physicist. But still, do you understand what I'm saying? Absolutely. From the moment we met in this timeline, your memories from other timelines began to seep into your mind. Like a raging river, our talk of previous attempts caused memories of other timelines to begin to flood into my mind. Timelines where Anna died. I tried to shake the thoughts, but they kept lingering. Upon remembering these moments, I had come to a very disturbing realization. This was the only timeline where Anna survived. All of the other times, she would either be killed by Reza, the comet, or cancer. Oh, we got these flashbacks. All of a sudden, I was pulled back into the safety of reality, where I found myself in Anna's arms. I didn't even realise I was crying until she wiped my eyes. Okay, you okay? Yeah. I just wish I could forget all the other timelines. You've got no idea how many times I had to watch you die to get here. I don't think even I do. I thought I'd get used to it eventually, but each time was just as painful as the previous one. It was difficult for me to speak at this point without bursting into tears, just like Anna didn't want to cry in front of me, and I didn't want to cry in front of her. I've been bottling up so many emotions since the beginning of the journey. Seeing you collapse in the park just added to the tension, and the insufferable waiting, wondering whether you would survive or not. It's because of me, isn't it? You've hidden your emotions because you were afraid of what I might say to it. I won't be rude or mean or anything, I promise. I'm not like that anymore. After all, it's not healthy to bottle up your emotions like that. Let it out. As if Anna activated a secret password, I slumped against her chest and began unleashing all of the stress, pain, frustration and anguish that I've been holding back for far too long. She wrapped her arms tight around me and leaned back on the couch, making herself a cushion for me. I felt her lips touch my head a few times as her hand stroked my back. After a couple of minutes of a volcanic eruption of emotion, I finally calmed down and sat back up. Yeah, that did feel good. Thanks, Anna. You're welcome. All this time, I thought I didn't need anyone to be happy. I could look after myself, and that would be enough. But you've really shown me why it's important to have someone close to you. Because you never know when that someone's going to swoop in and rescue you from certain death. Come to think of it, you also saved me from being murdered by Reza at the production facility. Do you remember the first date when you said you can't save anyone if you're dead? Yeah. You meant because Reza would have killed me if I continued to stay late, right? At the time, I didn't remember anything from previous timelines, including the murder at the production facility. But my gut told me something terrible would happen to you if I didn't convince you to take it easy. You seem to have made a habit out of saving my life, haven't you? Yeah, so Damien took it instead. Oh. What's up? You know what that makes you, right? No, what does that make me? My damsel in distress. Oh, screw you, dude. There she is, there's the wisecracking dragon I've come to know. And I'm not letting anything happen to you again. I'll always be here for you. Thanks. Alright, I forgot, we were supposed to be watching a movie. Blame Bryce. Blame Bryce. And I went to the kitchen to get the popcorn. Meanwhile, I'll set up the TV to watch the movie. You know what? Since we're going to be watching a movie, I'm going to get a blanket and pillows. I'll be right back. Alright, back again. Check it out. Anna made me get off the couch to show me that it unfolded into a bed. Oh wow, I've totally never seen this pull-out couch before. Shut up. She threw me one of the pillows at my face and then the other one onto the couch. After grabbing the bowl of popcorn and settling ourselves on the couch bed, I started the movie. Anna didn't hesitate to cuddle up to me. Well, that was certainly something. Yeah, how was the horror film for you? I've never heard you scream like that. Well, I can usually tell when the jump scares come in, but not this time. Yeah, I've not seen this one in a while. I forgot about that one. I've watched horror movies before, and they were garbage. But this is the first time a movie actually scared me. We got up to clean the mess we made, vacuuming the popcorn that got on the couch and the floor. As we finished up, my thoughts began to wander to something that had been on my mind for a while. It seemed like ever since the near tragedy yesterday, my feelings for Anna had grown significantly stronger. I wanted to tell her how I felt, but it seemed like the words I wanted to use were forbidden to her. As I took the blanket off the couch, I felt Anna grab me from behind and playfully hold her claw to my throat. This isn't over until I say it is. Put it back. I did as she said and placed the blanket back on the mattress before turning around to face her. Then she pushed me onto the bed and pounced on me. What are you doing? Something I've been dying to do ever since I got cured. I thought long and hard about how I wanted to repay you for all you've done for me. Anything less than that would be an injustice. I was just fulfilling the promise I made, and now I'm fulfilling my promise to give you whatever you want because you cured me. This is what you want, isn't it? I'm your reward, just like you said. So, you can have me, all to yourself. Anna's emerald eyes were locked with mine, filled with a fiery lust. Our feelings for each other could go unspoken for all I knew. I love you, Anna. In the blink of an eye, the moment turned from romantic to awkward. Anna's eyes were now filled with doubt and hesitation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. You didn't? Well, I did. I didn't think you'd like... She placed her finger over my mouth and shushed me. What's the point of not using the word when our feelings speak for themselves? No more dumb jokes, no more beating around the bush. I'm done hiding my feelings. I love you too. Without a chance for me to stop her, she pressed her lips to mine and began to grind against me with absolute passion. Desire filled my body the same way it did the first night I spent with Anna, and it was clear neither of us were going to be holding back. We eventually rolled over to where I was on top. Don't get used to being the dominant one, okay? Hey, you had it last time. It's my turn now. Impress me then. Okay, you asked for it. I tilted my head to the side and started kissing Anna's neck. Oh, hearing that sound from her was music to my ears. I repeated my actions and continued to be rewarded with Anna's moans of pleasure. I couldn't stop, and I didn't want to stop, and neither did she. Okay, once again we flipped around and Anna was on top. She bumped my nose with her snout and started unbuttoning my shirt. This would be a lot easier if humans didn't wear clothes. Think of it like a present. It's more fun to unwrap it than just to get it. Interesting analogy. Anna got up to turn off the lights while I repositioned myself in our little movie setup. When Anna returned, she wasted no time and discarded the rest of my clothes. My hands glided around her back and scales, while her tail wrapped around my leg and a single claw ran up and down my chest. After a moment of untamed passion, Anna released me from her grip, rolled to the side and laid next to me. Okay, I guess this is where we're sleeping tonight. Apparently so. The dim light of the street poles came through the window and rendered her to a silhouette, with her face being semi-visible. With a mischievous smirk on my face, and with the advantage of Anna having her eyes closed, I slowly reached my hand behind her back. I lightly but quickly crept my fingers up her back. Wow, gotcha. Don't do that shit. You should have seen the look on your face. Seriously, that was creepy as hell. After everything I've been through, I'm sure that nothing could scare me anymore, much less a work of fiction. Anna scooted closer to me and put her arms back around me. I reciprocated the action, and we quickly found ourselves enjoying each other's warmth. With one hand I stroked her back, while my other hand massaged her neck. Soon, Anna started purring into my ear, and I got delightful chills from it. Just when I thought you couldn't get any cuter. Be careful, the cutest creatures are often the most ferocious. You know, maybe I can handle the commitment if it means I get to be with you. You mean that? Did you mean it when you said you love me? Of course I did. Her heartfelt gaze, illuminated by the streetlights, told me all I needed to know. We got as close to each other as we possibly could, practically enveloping each other in a cocoon of affection. After one final kiss, I rested my chin on Anna's head and closed my eyes. I'd finally done it. Dragonkind is safe. Humanity is on the road to recovery, and Anna finally got her cure. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, I was looking forward to the future. I think that is a good ending. Oh wow, that was a hell of a journey though. There was some twists and turns. It got quite dark with all of Anna's illnesses and stuff like that, but the cure was good and we had a happy ending. So I hope you enjoyed this mod. There will be more in the future, and this is Ushio signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.